Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Hazel Lucia Tarot and today's reading is about your May monthly predictions. So we're going to be tapping into the month of May, which I'm very excited for. It is my birthday month, so happy birthday to all the Taurus and Gemini babies in advance. We have 5 piles here for you today. Pile 1 we have amethyst point. Pile 2 we have a black moonstone. Pile 3 we have the soapstone owl. Pile 4 we have this agate moon. And pile 5 we have a black tourmaline chunk. So take a few moments, take a few deep breaths, invite in all the beautiful things May has to offer, and I'll be ready for your reading whenever you are. Hello, pile 1. If you chose this lovely amethyst point, then we have a reading here for you for the month of May. So I'm really excited for May. I can tell that some of you are going to start some new things. Some of you are going on a new adventure, I'm hearing. So depending on what that is, it could be like an adventure of the soul. But I feel like for the most of you, it's going to be an actual adventure. Maybe you're taking a trip outside of where you live, whether that's the state, province, country, whatever it is. But I feel like a lot of you are actually traveling, is what I'm hearing. Or taking on some sort of new endeavor. Like it's going to be an adventure, that's for sure. But we're going to look at your oracle cards to get a view of how the month of May is going to go for you. And then we're going to go into the tarot to clarify different aspects of your life. So we're going to start with the 7 of Wands, defense, 7 of lightning. We also have death here. This is from the Audacity deck, but I am taking it to mean similarly to how the tarot takes it, where it's a transformation or a whole new phase of life. Especially for those of you who are either graduating from high school or college, depending on where you are, or graduating from a certain course. You could also be leveling up within your career or within your area of expertise, but it's going to feel like a death of an old you and the birth of something new here. We have, you kiss me, with your kiss my life begins. You're spring to me, all things to me. Don't you know your life itself? Nina Simone, Wild as the Wind. What did I say? It's like, with your spring to me, spring always tends to make people think of like a new beginning, something new. So we're leaving behind something old and we're embracing something new, and your life itself. Like, I feel like a lot of you are taking ownership that life doesn't just happen to you. You work with life to make things happen. And I really do love that go-getter energy that I'm feeling from this particular pile. We also have 37 music. I'm getting music festival. Maybe some of you are going to like a music festival or a concert or something along those lines. If you are a musician yourself, I feel like this is just confirmation of something you might be doing with music. We also have soak in a bath, 46. I was actually getting this for all the piles in May. I feel like everybody's going to be taking that Taurian relaxation energy very strongly this month. So you may end up going somewhere where you can soak. I'm seeing like a hot springs, or maybe somewhere with a hot tub, somewhere where you're going to be in the water. And for some of you, you might just go swimming. But the water itself, I feel, is going to have a very transformative and healing aspect to you, which I really, really love. So if you're going to the beach, know that the beach is going to be very magical for you, or you're going to make it magical for yourself. We also have take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Yeah, this is just confirming that vacation, that trip, whatever it is that you're taking, whatever it is that you are embarking on. Let me get the rest. The initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. I almost read this as the invitation, so I'm not sure if some of you are being invited somewhere, but the initiation lets me know that you are about to cross into something much more beautiful in your life. You're going into a rather lovely new chapter. And the last card is play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. Yeah, I'm loving all these cards because they're all so beautiful and colorful. And it's odd because there is this feeling of like death and spring, a rebirth here. So it's like right before, like, let's say there's a death of a very specific area of your life. This is going to be like the beautiful in-between before you start something new. And I guess that makes sense, especially for those of you who are finishing either school or a particular career or job that allows you to have like a good amount of time within the summer to have a vacation. But I feel like you're really going to enjoy your time off, or whatever time you have between your next stage in life. I feel like a lot of you are taking your You're taking your downtime, relaxation, and your fun very seriously. I feel like that's the only thing you're taking seriously right now, is to live life at its fullest for however long you have it right now. Because I can tell that some of you are about to step into something rather important and rather interesting. The Seven of Wands lets me know that you have just come out of some very particular energy where you felt the need to continue defending yourself, or where you were holding people accountable, whichever makes more sense here. I feel like some of you were in an energy where you just felt tied down, held back. It's not so much defense, it's more like, well, yeah, I just see somebody being bound. I see somebody like just not enjoying their time wherever it was that they were, because you kept having to fight for something. And that can be very draining. That can cause your own soul to be very tired, you know? So I feel like now that you're coming into this energy of being able to let loose and have fun, you're taking that very seriously. Some of you could definitely benefit from good music, whether that's like a new playlist. I like to do this, but I do have a lot of Pisces in my chart. Whenever I feel like I'm going through a new phase in life, I just start changing up my music so it could change my mindset. Or if I'm trying to embody something, again, I'll change the music to embody whatever it is that music is inspiring within me. And I feel like a lot of you might be the same. So do change up your playlist, or make your playlist sound like something you would like to live out. And of course, the summer vacation playlist is always fun as well. With Soak in a Bath, like I said earlier, you're going to be finding whatever water you are near around, even if it's just like your regular shower. I feel like it's going to be very transformative and magical, because there's something here about cleansing away the impurities of the soul, is what I'm hearing. And especially if you're a water sign, you're very affected by water in general. Like, I feel a lot of you have been holding back even emotion, I'm hearing, and water will help you get in touch with those emotions, especially if you've been having to suppress something that you've been afraid to feel, or that you've been afraid to tap more deeply in to when it comes to your feelings and emotions. I do have a reading about that I posted earlier this year, and I remember it being very deep. So I'll try to link it in the description in case you want to visit that one, because I feel like that would really help you out if you have a hard time figuring out what it is that you're feeling. But with Take a Break and Play and the initiation, it's almost like there's a timeline here where you're playing and taking a break and having fun, but then the initiation will come at some point, and I feel like you're about to cross into that threshold. I really like this timeline, by the way, where you were coming from this energy of having to defend something, having to stand up for yourself, having to really struggle, honestly, and then we go through the death and the rebirth, and then we have all this fun in the middle, but then that something else is awaiting you. But I feel like because you're going to be so relaxed, you're going to be in such a great mindset, you're going to be ready for whatever the initiation is, whatever this next step in your life is going to be. And I feel like you're really looking forward to it. But yeah, I'm getting such lovely energy from this. This is somebody who has very much earned their time off, who has earned and deserved all the good things that are about to come for them. So I really hope that you are living your best life, pile one, and that you have such a great time with this. But I can tell that it's all, you're going to be focusing on the good stuff. You're going to be focusing on amazing things. There is also something here about the root chakra. I'm looking at these feet, and the feet makes me think of the roots and being grounded. I feel like you're going to go through like this whole process that you may not even realize, where like every day or every moment in your time off that you're about to have. And I don't feel like it's just May, by the way. I feel like May might be the beginning stage of it, or the majority of it might be taking place in May, but it could also be for like the rest of the summer season. If you're in the northern hemisphere, if you're in the southern hemisphere, I think you're going into winter. Regardless, whenever you have this time off, whenever you have this moment to yourself, to relax, to play, I feel like you're going to be cleansing every aspect of your aura, is what I'm seeing. Because it's like one day you're focusing on the heart, the next day you're focusing on the throat. It's that kind of energy. And as I said that, literally my throat started like, the aura, not my actual throat, started like clenching. Like, yeah, you got some stuff to release here. The throat is where we hold our emotions, the throat and the sacral. So that's just a tip in case you wanted to hear about that. But yeah, this is very lovely. Let's go ahead and move on to the tarot portion though, because I want to tap more deeply into how your beautiful month of May is going to go. I am going to do a reading about healing the chakras to see like how you could focus or what you need to do within each one. So I feel like this particular pile is just giving me confirmation of that specific reading. I haven't done it yet. It's not even recorded because I I never know when I'm going to release my readings. I just know that the monthlies keep me in check because I'm going to release them, you know, before that month. But everything else that I do, it just comes out whenever, whenever I get to it. In divine timing, I guess. Okay, so we're going to look at, first part is going to be the general, second part is going to be love and relationships, and third is going to be career, as well as health. I'm hearing. For some of you, I'm going to be reading about your health within the career. Especially if you work in a career that impacts or affects your health somehow. So for the general part, let's get 2 cards. We have Ten of Swords and the Chariot. You're moving on very quickly from something that was basically rock bottom. I feel like whatever you were coming out of, you're going to get out of it very quickly, especially if it was a situation that made you feel very drained or made you feel like you couldn't move any further. Whatever it was a dead-end situation, or a situation that was just very draining on your resources, on your soul. I keep hearing whatever it was that was draining your soul, you are moving on from it very quickly, pile 1. And I'm very happy for you. The Chariot is here to save you. Hop in and get out. Let's go ahead and go to your love and relationships. We have the 4 of Cups. And the 3 of Coins. So remember how I said that you have some feelings that you haven't completely sorted out? I feel like it could have to do with something within either the current relationship you are in or a past relationship that you... It could be the thing you just left behind. I feel like for some of you who have just gotten out of a relationship, this could have been the thing that was draining you. But for some of you, it could be a relationship from the past that may have shown up during Mercury retrograde. Any kind of retrograde loves to bring up things from the past, and that includes people. So if somebody from your past messaged you or decided that they wanted to come back during this time, I feel like you're going to have to sort out those particular feelings, whether you want to have them in your life or not, whether you want to take a chance on them. For some of you, I'm not really feeling that as much. I feel like it just, this person in general brought up feelings that you didn't realize were still there. And I feel like you have to thank them at the very least for letting you know that you still have those feelings, because now you can clear them out. Now you can work on getting rid of those feelings or working them out or understanding why they made you feel that way so that you can really progress forward. Because with the 3 of Coins, I'm seeing you collaborating, and I'm seeing this more as friends. I feel like you're gonna get more especially if you work with your friends, you might become closer to them, or you might ask for their advice or input, because I feel like sometimes even our closest friends can be a little bit more biased towards certain things. So when you ask those friends that are not as close to you about like a particular subject or a particular relationship, they might have a very different view, because the people you work with and the people that are friends with you are 2 different sets of friends, you know? So if you have friends in the workplace that are maybe a little bit older, a little bit more experienced, or just have like a kind of relationship that you would like to have with their own partners, I feel like it's better to ask them rather than the people that are closest to you, because sometimes the people closest to us can be a little bit too much like us, or they might see certain things that just don't make sense, and it's not, and I'm not saying that that's bad. That's just them looking out for you. That's them protecting you, but it's also them projecting onto certain viewpoints that maybe they themselves have not worked through. So I feel like you're going to be, if not getting closer to friends that are a little bit more distant, I feel like you might just be hanging out with them a little bit more. And this could be due to certain situations. Like, for example, if the vacation or the play that we're talking about is like a company getaway or a company get together, this might be why you are asking these friends, not your inner circle, but like a little bit more on your outer circle, why you are asking them more questions, or why you are asking for their input. Because I feel like they're going to give you some insight into this particular feeling that you have not let go when it comes to either a past relationship or a past person who has decided to pop back up, or even your current relationship if you have one right now. I feel like asking those friends that are not as close to you is going to give you deeper insights than you thought, which is very interesting. Or even friends that, even though you've known them for a long time, you just don't see as often. We're looking for new perspectives in love and relationships, essentially. And that's another reading that I'm actually going to release soon. Very funny. I wonder if this is going to be my pile of like subscribers that keep coming back. And then pile 3 for career and health. Did I say pile 3? I meant section 3. Though if you were called to pile 3, I guess you could go to that one. We have the King of Coins, the King of Pentacles. So some of you are really taking control of your finances in May. Not surprised. Taurus will do that to even the most careless with their finances. Not saying that you are, but I'm just saying Taurus energy does not mess around with their finances. I'm saying this as a Taurus, but I feel like you're really going to get control of your budget, of how much you are making. You're going to make plans. You're essentially making the spreadsheets. You're looking at your bank accounts, your statements. You're returning the things you don't want. You're making sure you're getting all the money that you deserve back. You're not messing around with your finances in May. And good on you, pile one. I feel like a lot of people don't do this enough. I could also see you negotiating certain like a bills or a service that you are paying for, like you're negotiating something here so that you don't have to keep spending as much, or that you don't have to switch providers, depending on what that is. For some of you, you could be getting a bonus, especially if you're already in like a management role. I feel like there's going to be a little extra something there for you. If not a bonus, then maybe like something that somebody's going to gift you. We also have the Nine of Coins. Yeah, you're going to be very well taken care of is what I'm hearing. Especially if you have a birthday this month, I feel like people are really going to want to spoil you. The Nine of Coins to me is somebody who just has it all. And because you've been taking control of your finances, it's like you're going to be able to have more than enough for whatever it is that you want, because you went back to the budget board and made sure that you were, spending the right amounts on things. You're going to be able to splurge on something that you really want, or somebody might just gift you something, and that's going to open up the money that you have to spend on other things. And I really do love this energy. Health-wise, those, again, if we're not talking about money here, then we're talking about your health. You're going to go back to hitting the gym, going to go back to eating moderately or healthy, however it is that you need to eat. I feel like some of you are going to be taking more vitamins and minerals, whatever the supplements it is that you need, in order to get yourself back in physical condition for that you prefer. I'm not saying getting back in shape or losing weight or anything. It all depends on what you want. Some of you are bulking up and some of you are toning down. It all depends what it is that you need. And some of you are just taking your doctor's advice about watching like a certain something that they've called you out on. So just take that as confirmation. The Nine of Pentacles, though, when it comes to health, might mean that you're taking it a little bit easy. This is somebody indulging in like really, really good like good junk food or something like that. But I'm also hearing that if you are going to have junk food, it might as well be something a little bit healthier than you like. For example, and this is what I do because I love chocolate. If you like chocolate, instead of going for the cheap $1 chocolate that has like way too much sugar, you might splurge a little bit more on expensive chocolate with less sugar and like higher cocoa content. That's the example I'm being shown. Same thing. If you want a dessert, instead of going for ice cream, you might go for like what's a healthier version, a frozen sorbet or something where it's fruit, so you're getting the fiber, etc. I feel like you're just making healthier choices, and that might cost a little bit more, but it's going to be worth it in the long run for your health. So that's what I'm getting for the three things. I'm also going to get one card from the Sacred Creators Oracle just to clarify each section for your month of May. So let's go back to the general, because I really do like that you are moving on from whatever it was that was bogging you down. Because let's face it, April was a very intense month. It was an intense month, not just because of the eclipse, but we had, at least to me, this past retrograde has been one of the heaviest, because I've never had so much stuff slow down, mess up. A lot of truths were revealed for some of you, I'm hearing. Certain heavy truths that you didn't really know how to deal with, and that could be part of why you are dealing with emotional wounds that you haven't really tended to. So manifesting and doing, yeah, I feel like this has propelled you forward so that you can actually do something about your life, so that you're able to make better decisions about how to go forward. I feel like some of you have come to the conclusion that you have to make a hard decision, and this is part of why the past month has been very draining, or the past situation that you left has been very draining. It's like you're finally accepting that you have to do better or make a very critical or pivotal choice here. And some of you might not be ready to accept it, because I had a hard time getting that out. For love and relationships, you're getting two: raw intention and cut the cords of doubt. Two things here. If you're currently single, cut the cords of doubt, because I feel like some of you feel that you may not ever find somebody worthy of dating, or you yourself may see yourself as like not ready for it, or not. I feel like there's a feeling of lack when it comes to dating for some of you, whether there's not enough good people, or you're not really in the right mind space, or people may not really be looking for whatever it is that you are. And I'm hearing to cut that out, because you are perfect just the way you are, pile one. You're so beautiful. You bring so much to the table, even if it's just your beautiful energy. You definitely bring something, because you know how hard it is to find beautiful energy out there sometimes. It's kind of ridiculous. With raw intention, I'm also seeing, and this is going to be more if you're already in a relationship, but you could also bring this with you if you're single. I feel like you're going to really be setting the intention to create a relationship that is worth it, to create a relationship that is beneficial to both people within this connection and everybody involved, including your family if you have one. I feel like the raw intention here means that you're going to put not your all, but you're going to put more heart into it, especially if you feel that the connection has a little bit, that it's been a little bit lacking when it comes to the actual love. Like, you may just be going through the motions of a relationship or the motions of dating for some of you, but you're not really putting your all. It's like, I'm getting an all or nothing mentality when it comes to how you take this on, but in a healthy way. It's like, if you're not feeling it, you're not going to go for it. But if you are, you're going to make sure that you put your all into it. You're really focusing a lot more beautiful attention onto the people around you. That includes friendships, that includes relationships, that includes your children, even for those of you who have them. I feel like you're going to put more heart, and people are going to take notice of that, and they're going to truly appreciate it. But you got to cut the cords of doubt. Even if you are in a relationship, just cut the cords. You are beautiful just as you are. Your partner and the people around you love you just the way you are. By the way, my R's have been turning into L's in this particular pile, so I don't know if some of you have a hard time rolling your R's or pronouncing your R's, even if it's in a different language. Because I know the Puerto Rican accent does that, and I hang out around a lot of Puerto Ricans, even though I'm Mexican. Let's see. For career and health, we have overrate your intuition. Okay, so when it comes to career, health, and finances this month, I feel like you're on top of it. You're on top of it. Some of you are working with your intuition to make better decisions, and I feel like that's something new for you. Or if you get a gut feeling about investing in something or buying something that is an investment, or even just like switching around your investments, I'm hearing for some of you, I feel like it's going to work out. It's going to pay out. For some of you, negotiating is also going to be a big thing. So trust your gut when it comes to the negotiation. I feel like it's going to be very on the spot, very in the moment. So I'm not really seeing anything in particular. But if you get a gut feeling whenever you're negotiating a certain bill, salary, anything that has to do with money, if you're negotiating something, go with that gut feeling, even if it doesn't make sense to you. I feel like you're going to get a better outcome of that particular thing, because sometimes intuition wants us to make more money, and it's coming through very strongly. And another thing, pile one, I feel like this month in general is going to go by very fast, or faster than you thought, which is always interesting, because back of the deck energy is 8 of Wands, which is speed. And we had that with the Chariot. It amplifies the Chariot, actually, because they're both cards about forward movement. So even though the month might start off a little bit slow, you might be relaxing more, you might be having fun. It is the Taurus season. Once we hit Gemini, it's going to fly by. And for some of you, it might fly by the whole month regardless, because you're having so much fun. But you're also in this energy and in this power energy. Like, I feel like a lot of you are taking your own power back. Even though you might have a little bit of a setback when it comes to love and relationships and friendships as well, I feel like the rest of the month is going to go by so smoothly, because you finally have focus and you finally have like direction in what it is that you want, because you've left behind something that just was no longer resonating with you. And yeah, whenever you make great decisions, great things come to you. But let's go ahead and move on to some closing advice. But beautiful month so far for you, pile one. I just feel like when it comes to your emotions and your feelings and how certain things are being handled, you might want to take a step back and ask for advice, because leaving draining situations can kind of, it's going to, I'm hearing it just puts a big strain on having to sort out emotions. So if you need to ask professional help, you can. If you already have a therapist, I feel like that's the best bet. Ask them about your particular situation. All right. The card you got was keep your word. Oh, some of you are keeping your word here about a particular thing in the past. Something so right about that. keeping your word. I'm hearing integrity and accountability, especially if somebody in the past wasn't able to keep their word to you. I feel like your way of getting back at them is actually keeping your word and showing them like, yeah, you did that to me, but I'm not going to do that to you because I know better. It's like, and I don't even see it as in a petty way either. I feel like you're just going to do this out of the kindness of your heart, or because you just know that you're the bigger person here. And I feel like that's going to change that person. Like somebody wasn't honest with you, but you're going to be honest with them. And if they want to keep being dishonest, that's on them. You know, all you can do is bless them and send them away, you know? And then decide your vibe. It attracts your tribe. Yeah, like I said earlier, some of you might be becoming friends with people that are like more on your outer circle because you might be vibing with them a little bit more. You might be doing the same things that they are doing, or you want to get to that place. So I feel like it's going to be very refreshing to get like a new perspective. And some of you, especially those of you who are moving, which I know is not everybody, but some of you are, you're going to be making new friends. And because you're going to be in a very specific mindset, you're going to be attracting those kinds of friends as well. We're going to get 2 Pokemon cards. We got this one. My gosh. Okay, I guess you just get one because not another one wants to come out. We have, if you knew that, why did you do that? I feel like this goes back to keep your word. If you knew that, why did you do that? I feel like you're going to be confronting somebody. I feel like one more person from that emotional episode that is coming through, whether it's a past lover, past relationship, or whatever, or even a past friend if you had a falling out. I feel like you're going to have a very serious talk about the actions you both have taken, not just them, but also you, and what's the right course of action here. And this is why I feel like some of you are going to need some outside help, because there's just something about the situation that is having a hard time letting go. And I feel it very deeply within the heart. Like this really took a blow to your heart. The heart chakra, of course, but also like how you view relationships in general. And then the last card we're getting is from the Divine Feminine Oracle. I almost said Divine Goddess, but I don't have that one yet. And you could see this as a goddess that is guiding you through May, or maybe a goddess, if you already work with goddesses, that confirms something here. Mostly a message. Oh, okay, you get 2. You get Kuan Yin, and I love her. She's one of mine. The goddess of compassion. I recognize suffering in order to release it. Curiosity breeds compassion. Yeah, there's a lot about releasing the suffering that you've been holding on to, as well as the hurt that people have caused you. Because sometimes we hold on to it thinking that if we do, somehow it's going to change them, or somehow they're going to turn around about it. But Kuan Yin is here to let you know that you have to have compassion for yourself and let it go. With curiosity, though, I do feel that the more questions you ask, the more is going to be revealed to the light. Like it's going to make it come to light, and you're going to be able to let it go or get it's closure. Really what all this is closure for some of you. And then we also have Yamoya or Yamoja, the goddess of all that flows. I am an ocean of creative energy. I give birth to what exists within me. Like I said earlier, water is going to be very cleansing. Maybe Yamoja is already one of your goddesses, or any water goddess really. And she's going to be here to not only heal you, but empower you through creativity somehow. Especially, like I said earlier, if you are a musician of any sort, or if you just enjoy music. I feel like music that reminds you of the beach is going to be very important. I know that sounds weird, but certain music just reminds me of the beach. Mostly reggaeton, because that's a lot of where it started. But yeah, anything that is calm and peaceful and beautiful. But this is where I leave you, Pile 1. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. I hope you have the most beautiful month of May. And if you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. See you soon. Hello there, Pile 2, my magic black moonstone pile. We're looking at the month of May and what will be happening for you, as well as any other surprises that may be coming along. I feel like this pile is going to have quite a few surprises, especially if you celebrate a birthday in May like me. Happy early birthday. So we're going to look at your oracles to get a glimpse of all the things that are going to happen, and then we're going to dive into the tarot to get a little bit more specific on your general love and relationships and career and health. So let's start with the card that you chose. We have the Hermit, Seek Truth. I feel like either you're going to still continue a hermit mode that you've been in for the past few weeks, I'm hearing, or you could be coming out of it. Like I could see you finally completely downloading the wisdom that the hermit mode was supposed to instill within you, and then slowly getting out of this phase. Something also about a Virgo could be important here, because the hermit card in the tarot does coordinate. No, coincide with Virgo. But that's just going to be for a few of you. Let's go ahead and look at the rest of your cards. We have the T. You're learning a lot of new stuff in May, whether it's through source or through other people or just stumbling upon it, as some of us can do sometimes. I can't say how every time I ever put my arms around you, I felt that I was home. Ernest Hemingway. Two things. One, some of you could actually be going back home, wherever home is to you. And two, some of you might be around somebody that makes you feel like home, which would actually make sense with the hermit. Because when I think of the hermit, I think of somebody who just likes to stay in their house. They're not somebody who likes to go out and about. Not saying that they never leave the house, but they have everything within their home, so they never feel the need to leave it. Like they don't seek outside validation. They don't feel the need to get that rush that going out and about gives them. Like everything is within their home. They're comfortable never leaving the house. So take it how it resonates. There is something about home here and you feeling at home. We also have the crumbling. What are you clinging on to? And 10, clear your energy field. Lots of stuff about the home here. So if you do spend a lot of time within your house, make sure you clean more. I remember my mother said this when I was younger, and I hated hearing it, but it's really true. Now that I have my own space that I take care of, this is very much true. The more time you spend at home, the more you have to clean. Both physically, because you make a bigger mess, and you may not even be aware of the mess until you look back and think, oh wow, that was me, leaving all that stuff around. And two, energetically, which I talk a lot about energy within my tarot readings, you can leave all your feelings, all your energy within the house. So on an energetic standpoint, make sure you're cleansing, make sure you're doing the sound healing if you need that. I do a combination of saging, which I was just doing here with my Palo Santo, actually. I try to do this between most readings, depending on what I was channeling. And sound healing, which is with, you can either put YouTube binaural beats or something like that. Just fill the home with good frequencies. You could also imagine light coming down. It all depends on what you like to do, but make sure you are cleansing your home, both literally by, spraying stuff, wiping it down, and energetically by bringing in a good high frequency or just sending a lot of love to your space. With the crumbling though, I feel like for some of you, the crumbling has already passed, or the crumbling will finally end in May is what I'm hearing. Because I feel like May for a lot of you is you're either beginning or ending something. There's something about a transition period here where you're not really in the middle of something. You understand that this is a journey, whether you're about to begin or end something. Something very similar came up in pile 1, so I can tell it's going to be a big thing for this entire month. With the T, I feel like part of why you couldn't get closure on this particular crumbling is because you didn't have all the information. You didn't have all the pieces necessary to finish this puzzle, essentially. And I feel like it might have something to do with your own home. It might have something to do with a past connection, a past situation, a past, for some of you, it could be a work situation where they still owed you money or something along those lines. I feel like it could be something according to that, but there's a feeling here that if you really focused on your space, on cleansing your home, cleansing your aura, cleansing the energy, something good will come through. Sometimes it's just the energy blocking it, if that makes any sense. I know that sounds weird. I'm bringing feng shui into this, but I've literally seen it. I think the last time something weird like this happened, I cleaned out my bathroom, and literally within a week or so, a key relationship had to, it pretty much flew. It went really quickly. It was so strange, but I had the feeling that whatever a bathroom means in feng shui, I was cleaning that out and it cleared out something important within my life. So along those same lines, some of you could stand to keep your kitchen tidy. Kitchen is where we bring in our finances. So I've always liked to keep my kitchen clean. Well, one, because we eat there and we make food, but also something about the oven and the stove has something to do with finances or generating of money or abundance here. Correct me if I am wrong, especially those of you who know feng shui, but that is what I am currently hearing and channeling. And for some of you, it could just be your own energetic field. I feel like you're going to learn how to do this a lot more naturally this month as well. And like I said, that is going to allow some important information to come through. The truth is going to come through with seek truth here. But also notice how these hands are they look similar because they're both holding something like very daintily. But there is something here about somebody kind of handing you something. It could be a very particularly piece of given information. It could be like, for example, let's say the ex of somebody you're dating comes through and gives you a very important detail or something, or you find out something like it was almost handed to you. I'm hearing to take that, like make sure that, well, one, you ask yourself intuitively whether this is good or bad, and then take that because there's something important about that. But regardless, there are good things happening for you in the month of May. Pile 2, I just feel like you've got a lot of stuff going on when it comes to like residual energies as well as energies you're trying to welcome in. You're in a transition phase, and I feel like by the end of May you're finally going to come to a closure of that, and then we're going to go move on with our lives here, because whatever this is, the energy is getting rather heavy. It's almost like the closer you get to it, the heavier it will get. It's like when you know rain's about to fall, so the atmosphere, you can just feel the pressure. And then once it rains, it's like finally, like it's raining, let's move on with our lives, and it feels so much better. Actually, as I say that, I think it's about to rain, so that's probably why. Sometimes I have to pay attention to the weather because I get intuitive hints by the weather outside my window sometimes. Strange but true, and maybe you do too, pile 2. So, do we have everything here? Let's go ahead and move on to the tarot portion, because I can see that you've had quite an experience lately, pile 2. You're in transition phase, and transitions are not easy. But that's okay, because a transition, just like anything else, is temporary. It's quite literally a transit, which is not meant to stay there for long. So for my beautiful pile 2s, I'm also hearing somebody could gift you like some sort of either cleaning service, lawn service, something where people are going to help you with a very basic chore, if that makes sense. So that would be somebody paying for your garden to be tended to, or maybe to clean the outside, like pressure wash your house if you have one, or even to organize something. That's not going to be for everybody, but it might be for a few of you. All right, so this is going to be the first pile. The first section is going to be general. The second is going to be love and relationships and friendships as well. And the third is going to be career and wellness and finances. So for the first pile, we have the Hermit again. Some of you are going to come out of hermit mode because it's been long enough. I know you don't want to, but my goodness, step outside, breathe the fresh air, go out to the grocery store, do the very basic things, because I feel like some of you staying in is not allowing you to get that breath of fresh energy, breath of fresh air. Like you need something to really, like, I can tell you're not very motivated, pile 2. That's okay, but you need something more, because look what we got. We got the Queen of Wands, and the Queen of Wands, she's that friend who will come to your house and literally kick you out of it so that you guys can go and do something fun or something exciting or something just for yourself. Like the Queen of Wands wants you to stop this. If you have an actual friend who has got a lot of fire energy, like the Queen of Wands, I feel like she will be the one actually coming to you to get you out of the house. Another way to see this, and I feel like we'll get this more in the love section, if you are currently dating and you're only doing like online stuff or only like video chatting, I feel like this person's going to finally get you out of here, or out of like a very specific situation. Like they might ask you out for a date. They might inspire you to finally, stop being in such hermit energy, because I feel like the hermit energy could also be of the mind and soul. Like maybe you have not been wanting to express your love as much as you used to. Like your heart is very closed off, and I can tell. And I get it, you need your healing, you do, but one part of this healing is taking a step outside. I keep hearing taking a step outside, taking a step forward and out of this energy, and I promise you it's going to be in the best way possible. But let's move on to the love and relationships, because that's going to be interesting for you, pile 2. So we got 3 cards actually. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Fate is at play here. You're either going to do or meet somebody that you've been meaning, that life and fate has set up for you to meet or to do something with somebody here. Fate's at play. Just let it be at play. We have the Two of Coins. This is balance. This is reciprocation. It could start off as friendship. It could start off as like a collaboration as well. And the High Sage. What did I say? There's something here about this connection or this particular situation being very faded. For a lot of you, it's going to be a friend because coins gives me more platonic energy. If it was the Two of Cups, I feel like it would be like a date or a love situation, but it could be either or. It could also be that you may start off as friends. And again, this is very faded because we have the High Priestess, intuition at play, and we have the Wheel of Fortune. Things are just supposed to happen this way. Some of you could get intuitive hints about this person or even situation. For some of you, it might be a situation. If you already have a good friend group and a relationship, it's going to be a particular situation that's supposed to happen. But if you don't, it's going to be a particular person that is coming in. And some of you might already know this person as well. But for a majority of you, I don't think you do. Or at least you haven't seen them in this light. It could be this Queen of Wands person. And then for the career, wellness, and finance. Another thing, pile 2, before I move on, when it comes to love, relationships, and friendships, you're about to get much more intuitive than you used to be. I feel like some of you have really learned how to read people or have learned how to deal with certain types of energies. And I feel like this is true, especially, what I'm hearing is a wounded heart tends to watch out a lot more. So you're more cautious and therefore you can read people better. It's very, I kind of, not saying that you have to go through heartbreak in order to be intuitive, but it's giving me that energy where because you went through heartbreak or a difficult situation, you're much more likely to pick up on it, if that makes sense. And then let's get on to the third. Some of you don't want to hear about your finances. My God, I'm taking all 4 of these. Or your health. Some of you don't want to hear about wealth and or finances here. We have the 8 of Cups. You're moving away from something. It could be a career or a lifestyle that you've been needing to move on from, especially if you have not been keeping up with like maybe your diet or workout. Something here, you're moving on from a very low vibrational thing that was going on, whether it's work, maybe even finances. It could be like a very bad spending habit you had. You're moving on because I feel like some of you, I'm hearing it's time to grow up about your situation. It could also be career because it doesn't matter what job you have. If the workplace or the workspace is very immature when it comes to how people act there, I feel like you're moving on from that. So take whichever resonates. We also have the 7 of Cups. Lots of options. You've got plenty of options. You may not see them right away, but like, some of you might want to look at that resume and just go back and remind yourself what it is that you've done, what all of your achievements are, what your education is. I feel like a lot of you are way more educated than you give yourself credit for, and you could actually qualify for a lot more kind of positions or jobs here. I'm also seeing that you could have a lot of options when it comes to your finances and how to make money or where to put your money in. Some of you might have multiple bank accounts and you're going to start, I'm hearing, either putting more money into one particular bank because it might have a higher interest rate. And for some of you, you could actually be expanding how much money you have in certain bank accounts because I'm hearing some of you might want money for a different country as well. I know my family does this. They have a bank account in Mexico, so that way the how do you say it? Oh my God. So when you exchange money, it's just easier to do that way. But that's only for a few of you. I know not everybody does this. I know some of you are probably not at that kind of mentality yet, at least, but I am seeing that whatever it is that you got going on in health and wellness, you got a lot of options. You also have a lot of options in how you can work out, by the way. It's not just the one thing that people tell you to do. I'm hearing that more variety is going to be a key thing for you here when it comes to health and finances. We also have the moon, subconscious. Some of you are being much more conscious about the things you are spending money on or paying attention to. And the 2 of Cups. Very interesting. Very interesting indeed. I feel like somebody is going to come through to help you with this. It could be a friend. I feel like it's going to be somebody you know. It could also be a family member. Somebody who loves you and is looking out for you is going to help you with health and finances here. You could see this as like your parents giving you financial advice or like a friend asking you to go to the gym or do something healthy or maybe to go grocery shopping so they can show you how they do their thing. I feel like something here, you're going to get a lot of help when it comes to career and finances in the month of May because I feel like people are looking out for you in this particular aspect. It could be this Queen of Wands person. I feel like this fiery character really looks out for you. If you already have a partner and they fit this description of being very outgoing, very I'm hearing kick-ass, very they just got that fiery spirit. I feel like this is going to definitely fit this bill. It might be this person. It could be your partner. I feel like some of you might already have a partner like this, or a best friend, or maybe even like a family member, a mom or a sibling or something along those lines. But regardless, I see you being very well taken care of in the month of May, because we have major arcana cards in every single aspect of this reading, and 2 within the love and relationships. In fact, the main reason why I glossed over this is because I'm supposed to keep some of this secret. The High Priestess, she keeps things secret for a reason. She's like, this person will find out when they need to find out. So don't ruin everything. Just let them know what they need to know. I know some people don't want to hear that, but this is the truth. I don't want to ruin surprises for you. But let's clarify these with the Sacred Creator Oracle. And we're going to get 1 card for each pile. At least that's my intention. You've gotten the most cards in the tarot portion so far, pile 2. Letting me know that Spirit is very strong with you. We have Fierce Serenity. Fierce Serenity. This Queen of Wands person could be a Leo. You could also be this person, pile 2. I feel like you could be morphing into a more Queen of Wands energy, stepping out of that hermit mentality into somebody more outgoing and more daring, more, not risky, I don't like that word, but, more willing to take a chance on really great things with Fierce Serenity here. But it's going to be it's not going to be very in your face. It's going to be like a quiet courage that a lot of people respect. Like they see you and they see you taking the steps to get there, and they're very proud of you, is what I'm hearing. And who they is could be your spirit guides, it could be your family, your friends, whomever it is that loves you. I promise you, there's somebody out there who loves you. I really do love this energy for you, pile 2. So for love and relationships, we got this one. Celebrate your wins. The way I'm taking this is that if you had this is going to be mainly if you're dating. If you've had ups and downs, you're going to be celebrating every up that you've had, because some of you may have come from a very pessimistic outlook on love and relationships here. Another thing is that with your friends and family, you're going to be celebrating small stuff. So even if it's just, somebody, I'm hearing somebody got an A on their final or something like that. I feel like you're going to celebrate that. Or I keep hearing somebody passed. Did somebody pass a test or something? Because I keep hearing that somebody got an A, somebody, passed their test. You could be celebrating this. And even though it might seem small to everybody else, it's like the world for you and those close to you. Especially if we're talking about a child here, or if we're talking about somebody who made it to the next grade. I feel like there's something very important here, celebrating small wins. I'm also seeing you, pile 2, really giving yourself a pat on the back for doing even the smallest thing. It's like you deserve to be hyped up every step along the way. And if you don't believe this, I feel like the people around you will remind you of this. And then for finances, career, health, next time I'll just do 4 piles, because I feel like health is a big thing. And this month we have Bravely Market Your Magic. For those of you in marketing, I feel like this is just like a little heads up about this. But if you work in a very quote, quote, healing, magical, esoteric field, I feel like you should be marketing your stuff a little bit more, because people are looking for exactly what it is that you provide. I'm also hearing that you're going to be getting just the right clients. This is more for career, obviously. You're going to be getting just the right clients that it is that you need, or the right coverage. I'm hearing the right coverage, like the right amount of something here. You're going to be calling in the people who are going to help you out with this, or it might be just a lot more easy to finally take this on, especially if you're wanting to expand your business or maybe market in a very different location than you usually do to get the right amount or the right kind of clients. Take that only if it resonates. I feel like that was more for career. When it comes to health, though, I feel like you could shop around more for, like I said earlier, you have a lot of options. Don't think that you have to go to the gym closest to you. You could go to the gym that is going to give you more benefits. You could go to a gym that's got, better vibing people, or is just in a location that you frequent more. For example, I have plenty of gyms near me, but the gym I prefer to go to is the one that is like right next to all the things I usually go to, like my favorite grocery store, my other favorite store. It's like, if I'm already going to be in that area, I might as well go to that gym, even if it's 10 minutes further out than where I usually am, or from where I typically would go. So I feel like do make whatever is going on with your finances or health. Very convenient to you because it's only going to make it that much easier for you to stick true to it and to actually, improve yourself. There's going to be a lot of self-improvement in the month of May for you, Pile 2. And I'm very proud of you already, just seeing what I see. But yeah, this is very lovely energy. Also, there's a difference of 10 between 49 and 39. So some of you, and it's decreasing too. So I'm not sure if some of you are trying to decrease something by 10, whatever that may be, or something about 10 years. Maybe something took 10 years to get to. But regardless, let's move on to your closing advice. I've been very animated in this pile. I'm not sure why. I'm not typically this this animated. But we're going to get some closing advice. Let's start with the Divine Feminine Oracle. And this is a goddess deck, so if you already work with this goddess, just take it as confirmation. We're not taking all of those, that's too many. For my pile 2, there we go. We have Rabia, the Queen of Saintly Women. I am in service of divine love. I move the way love asks me to move. A lot of you are coming from a heart-centered space in May. I feel like everything you do or everything that you don't do, you're going to do out of love this particular month, especially for those of you who have been going through a heart renewal or a heart healing. I'm getting that very strongly because right now I'm doing like little circles around my, my heart space. For those of you who have trouble expressing appreciation and love, I feel like you're going to really clear out the throat chakra and the high heart energy that you got there. Because right now I'm doing the motions energetically, Reiki wise, to clear out a lot of stuff here, because I feel like some of you are really just going to open up that heart space. That's probably why I was coughing earlier. Anytime you're channeling energy and you start coughing, there's something that needs to be released or something that needs to be said. So yeah, an expression of love is coming through very strongly here. All right, let's get another card. This is from Inner Effing Peace. And I don't think I've ever used this deck, even though I've had it for a while. I forget that I have it. Okay, we have, I gotta censor some of it. Fresh out of F's and embracing inner peace. Yeah, some of you are just kind of done with a very specific energy. And you're all about your inner peace right now. The wine is helping. Some of you could be drinking wine to help you out with this, but I feel like you're seeking inner peace and you're kind of done with anybody who tries to tell you anything else. That's definitely that energy you were trying to come out of previously. And then give me Nirvana, I can dance too. Some of you could literally be listening to Nirvana, but what I'm hearing is that you're going to be in a space where, even if you don't dance, though I feel like a lot of you do, because I channel that a lot in these readings, some of you are going to feel like dancing. It's like when you're so happy that you can't help but want to dance. Like no one's watching, or if they are, give it up. You're going to be dancing and giving up something. Maybe the way you work out is through dancing. I know I like to take a Zumba class time and again, and your Pokemon card popped out really quickly. Don't let being the best excuse all the actions to get there. Ooh, you're holding somebody accountable here. Somebody's been doing some questionable stuff. I don't know if it's somebody you know, somebody close to you. It could even be you, pile 2. No shame there. But you're holding somebody accountable. Don't let being the best excuse all the actions to get there. Yeah, and what did I say about cleaning? Because here we have, who is this, Grimer or Muck? I forget his name. But look how dirty this space is. Clean out energetically, clean out physically, clean something. Because once you do, something better will come through for you. But is this all I have for you? Yeah, these are all the cards I have for you, Pile 2. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. Have a beautiful month of May. I wish you nothing but the best, and I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, Pile 3. If you chose the owl, the soapstone owl, then we have a reading here for you for the month of May, what your forecast is, what will happen, any things you may need to know. The song coming through for you, and I don't even listen to Fleetwood Mac like this, but it's what is it called? Thunder Only Happens When It's Raining? Whatever that song is called. Is it Dreams? I forget. Let me know in the comments if you know, but that's the song coming through. Thunder Only Happens When It's Raining. So yeah, that song is coming through. But let's look at your oracles. This is going to give us an indication of how your month of May is going to go. Then we're going to tap into the tarot to get your general love and relationships and career, finances, and health. So let's start with the card you got. We got Seven of Gems, achievement. Some of you are finally going to get the results of something you worked really hard for, and I feel like it's going to be pretty amazing. We also have the Zoom meeting. It could have something to do with a Zoom meeting, but also something here about a communication that is going to be difficult to have, but it's going to be had regardless. Also, 7 is coming through twice. 7 of Gems, 27 here. We have, I'll be the rainbow after the tears are gone. Wrap you in my colors and keep you warm. That's how strong my love is, darling. Otis writing, that's how strong my love is. Somebody here is looking out for you because they know that you've been working really hard. And something about a rainbow as well, which makes me think the 10 of Cups in the tarot. We also have protection, call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. And make a meal, which is funny because we have a knife here and there's a lot of knives in this particular spread, let me tell you that, and a lot of green. Some of you need to cut cords within the heart space is what I'm hearing, because you're holding on to something. I feel like it's probably more friendship or like a work friend, some kind of person that you know from work that has been draining you. And I feel like the connection is at the heart because there was actually a little bit of a friendship or like empathy here. For some of you, it could be like a past lover that you met through work or is still within your workspace and you have to deal with that. But there is something very, you're going to be going through a very interesting thing in May, and I actually have to sit for this. And I have to consult the book, which I haven't had to do in any of these readings. And likewise, I feel like some of you are going to be asking for help on the outside because you're having to deal with a very sticky situation. Not me dropping all the cards. So yeah, pile 3, you really need to ask for help because I feel like some of you are just so used to going at it alone or sitting in silence or feeling that if you speak up, you're going to get in trouble somehow or that you're going to be looked at a certain way. And I can understand that. You don't want that reputation to follow you, but you really need to let somebody trustworthy know, and or at the very least somebody that you know will take it very professionally, because I feel like, especially within a workspace situation, and I feel like a majority of you, this is where this is going to take place, it can be kind of tricky to navigate the social dynamics as well as the professional dynamics here. With make a meal, I'm wondering if some of you work like at a restaurant or in culinary services or something along those lines. Regardless, something about food is going to be very healing here, even if it's just the conversation you have over food. I'm going to read from the book for the Zoom meeting. Working from home, juggling work, life, kids, pets, and the looming virus. They're talking about COVID, by the way. This was released during then. Pantsless, all while smiling for a Zoom conference call. Is there a spare serrated knife in my kitchen I can use? I'm not going to finish that because I might get censored. But the message is cut the crap. So many unnecessary meetings, routines, relationships. We go through the motions even while we are on fire. It's okay to say no. Declutter your life without the guilt. So yeah, there's something you need to release here. You need to cut certain cords to people that really just, I'm not saying they don't care about you, but they really don't have your best interest at heart. They have their own interest. You're not at the top of their priority list, so you have to remember who is the most important person in your life. That should be you, or maybe your kids or fur babies, but it's definitely, you should be top 2, at the very least, pile 3. So I feel like some of you are going through a tricky situation, but there is somebody looking out for you. And I feel like it is within the workspace. It might be tricky to navigate who it is because sometimes it can feel like a game of everybody's out to get you. With protection, do know that you are very divinely protected. Do know that you at the very least have your guides and you have spirit on your side. Call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. With make a meal though, I feel like there's something here about food that is so important. And it could also just be making sure that, okay, what I'm seeing is some of you are going to be making food for somebody who's going to help you out. You're going to make food for somebody that's going to help you out, I think, as a way to show your gratitude, or maybe because you feel that you owe them somehow, or maybe like this will help you get some people on your side. I feel like you're buttering them up, essentially, pun intended, because we're talking about food here, but there is something about the workspace and something is going on, and it's very heavy this month. So I hope it's not all about that. I do feel that some of you are definitely learning to let go and detach yourself from situations that you know were never the best for you. Some of you are, I almost said struggle, but I was going to say juggling a lot. So maybe you are struggling a lot as well. Just remember, ask for help. Ask for help. When ish hits the fan, ask for help, because there are people out there who do care about you. And I feel like some of you have just forgotten what that looks like, especially within a very specific setting. So if you're not resonating with the workspace, there might be more stuff in the tarot. If not, I do encourage you to go check out the other piles, but this one in particular, because you did choose the owl, I do feel a need to say that owls to me are a sign of protection, of being very divinely protected, because I have seen owls out in the wild whenever I knew that I was being watched and protected by my guides, spirit guides, guardian angels, whatever you want to call them. I feel like you're very divinely protected. It's almost like some of you are getting out of a very particular situation, even though you should have been in trouble, because you have someone watching out for you, or you have someone giving you the benefit of a doubt here. So take that only if it resonates, but let's get into the tarot. Because for all we know, this might just be one aspect of May for you. For my pile 3, we're going to do 3 sections of the tarot. First one is going to be the general reading. Middle one is going to be the love and relationships and friendships. Third one is going to be health, finances, and career. You just keep, like, for some reason this pile, I don't know why I was starting to blame you, pile 3, but in this pile, all my cards have been like jumping and dropping and being crazy. I feel like some of you feel that things are out of your control. You could also be rather, I don't want to say accident prone this month, but I feel like you could be a little clumsy, or things will just happen for no reason. It's very odd, very interesting. And this could actually affect you in the workspace. So do tread carefully. Do be very careful. All right, so general, we have the 8 of Cups. You are moving on emotionally from something, like you're kind of done with whatever that is. And then we have the Knight of Cups. You have somebody who adores and loves you coming through in the month of May. And because he showed up in the general, I say he because it's a conqueror, or it could be a he or a she. But they are showing up in the general reading, letting me know that this person is probably going to be with you throughout this whole month. You might be meeting them as well. If you are already in a connection, in a solid, stable connection with somebody, this could be them watching out for you and taking a bigger step in taking care of you. But with 8 of Cups, you are just done with a very particular situation. And I was feeling that in the oracles. All right, for love and relationships, we have 4 of Wands. We're celebrating something here. I feel like you're going to have a good party with your friends, or a gathering, like a social gathering. If there's a birthday here in May, I feel like you're going to be celebrating that. There's also, 4 of Wands is also a wedding, so you might be attending a wedding in May. Then we have the Ace of Wands. I don't want to get suggestive, but if you were to look at this and then look at that, you could take that to mean that you're going to be again, it's going to be good in May. Let's just put it that way. If you have somebody, of course, I feel like, oh, it's going to be good. It's going to be a good May for you, pile 3. Let's just put it that way. But there's definitely a lot of celebrating, a lot of fun times, and I feel like you're going to be needing it, because it's definitely one of those situations where work hard, play harder. Work hard, play harder. I live by that every day, or try to anyway. And then we have 3 cards for health, finances. We have death, the transformation of, you know what? You could be ending a career here. Especially because the oracle was all about work. I feel like you're finally ending a career or a phase of your career, or you might be stepping down. There's going to be a transition when it comes to your job, work, job, whatever it is, whatever you call it. I feel like you're finally going to say no to that, and you might be quitting, honestly. We also have justice, but do know that justice will be done by you. Anytime justice and death shows up, something's going to end and it's going to benefit you, or you're going to be getting exactly what you deserve because of that ending. This could be like a severance package I'm hearing. This could also just be if you witness something, you might be getting hush money from a company, and you can take that however you want it. Maybe you don't want the hush money. Maybe you want the truth out there, but some of you could definitely benefit from hush money here. And then the World. You know what? This is all happening. career is a big thing for this pile. I can't deny it anymore because you have 3 very heavy hitting major arcana cards here in the career and finances section. Not much about health. I feel like health wise, it's all mental health because this place, this situation has been weighing so heavily on your mind and on your heart that once you leave that place, which I really do feel you will, or you'll be taking the steps to finally end it there, I feel like there's going to be such a big heavy weight lifted off of your whole aura, your whole presence, your whole being. And you're going to be feeling so great afterwards, even if it's something that is hard to let go, even if it's something that on the surface may not make sense to a lot of people. Maybe you have a very high paying job or a job that like is very convenient to you. But the thing is, it was draining you. It was just the worst thing for you. So finally letting go or choosing to the steps to let it go, it's only going to get better for you. With justice, like I said, you're going to get exactly what you need from this. You're going to be given a lot of well, maybe not a lot, but you're going to be given options here, and it's all going to work out in your favor. When we have the world and justice, an ending is working out in your favor. And I really love this for you, pile 3, because it seems like and it feels like you couldn't trust anybody or anything in that situation, and it was time to let it go. You could also see death as a transition, so maybe you're just transferring to a completely different location or a very different position within that company. But because the death card is here, it's letting me know it's going to be a big transformation. Like you're not going to be the same person you were before because everything is just so different. And maybe this is why you're celebrating in the love and friendships. Maybe you're going to tell your family, your friends, everybody you know that all of this is working out for you, and it's going to be, it could be a promotion even. I mean, that is a new position. So I feel like you're going to be celebrating something really great, but it all has to do with your career. This pile is very career and money focused, and that's okay. I feel like it's okay to be that way, especially if it's your everything right now. But I do see one person helping you out. This knight, the conquerors here are knights. This Knight of Cups coming through is somebody who really likes you. I feel like it's definitely a friend. It could be a lover, but this is somebody who's been looking out for you, making sure you get exactly what you need because they just see the best in you. But wow, this is a wonderful selection of cards to have. After all the crap that you've been through, after everything you've had to put up with, something good is coming for you. Career-wise anyway, finance-wise. But let's go ahead and clarify these. I'm using the Sacred Creator Oracle. I'm going to get at least 1 card for each pile, for each section. Yeah, even just seeing these cards gives me like a better mindset about what's going to go on for you, pile 3, because it was very heavy energy. So for the first pile, we have to fill your cup with sacred giggles. Yeah, laugh more and rise. Yeah, I feel like you just got to make sure that you're focusing on having fun and all the good stuff because you're leaving behind something, and yeah, you just need a laugh. You need to laugh. You need to get in a good space mentally. Let it go. Laugh about it. You know. Let's get a card for love and relationships. We have Find Your Sacred Flow. Man, I'm trying really hard not to have my mind in the gutter when it comes to love and relationships, but just know, pile 3, the getting is going to be good because with Sacred Flow, I almost read it as sacral, like sacral chakra flow, which, you know, take that how it resonates. I'm not going to go any deeper into that. All right, and then career, soul on fire. So here's the thing, once you leave behind that particular job or career or field, whatever it was, once you leave that behind, you're going to get a soul renewal. It's almost like, even if you continue within that same field, whatever the next job is or whatever the next environment is, you're going to see a renewal of your soul or a renewal within that same career or field because deep down, I feel like it's your passion or there's some aspect of it that is definitely part of your soul's calling. It's part of your passion. And I feel like this needed to happen, so that you could continue doing whatever it is that you do. Because some of you, whatever this is, you're actually meant for it, but you were just not in the right environment, not in the right space, and not even surrounded by the right people when it came to this particular career that you have. Because I feel for most of you, it really is a career, something that you've put your heart, sweat, and tears into. But yeah, make sure you're focusing on keeping happy, on staying happy, and doing all the good things for you because your job is going to be taking up a huge part of May. Pile 3, unfortunately. But also, whoever this Knight of Cups person is, they're going to make sure you have a good time as well. A very good time. Very good time. So yeah, I'm actually loving this for you, pile 3. So let's move on to your closing advice. You're gonna have a lot of fun in May, even though you got other stuff going on. I'm putting that out there for you. Let's start with the inner effing peace cards. I've never used these on this channel. I forget that they exist. I'm not taking all of those. That's too many. It's 2 or 3. For my pile 3. Okay, this one wanted to come out. And this came out in the second pile as well. Fresh out of F's and embracing inner peace. I feel like that's right, especially for this pile. The wine is helping. Yeah, you're going to have a lot of fun and you're embracing inner peace. Embrace inner peace. That just says the F word and I'm censoring it in case YouTube doesn't like it. But yeah, make sure you focus on the fun. And if not fun, at least peace, you know. Don't take on any more conflict than you have to. Don't take on any more work than you have to. And the second card we have, take a deep breath and let your F's go. So some of you might actually be doing like deep breathing exercises or even something like yoga. Who needs to give one when you can release them all? Yeah, just release all your F's, let it go. You have no more F's left to give. The fact that I had so many explicatives in this particular pile lets me know exactly how you feel, because the other ones weren't like that. All right, let's get a Pokemon card. This one popped out right away. Respond creatively to fear rather than attempting to eradicate the fear. Yeah, you're responding creatively to this particular situation. I feel like you're not going to get rid of the problem. You're going to learn how to either work with it or work above it, if that makes sense. Because even though we did have the death card in the tarot, for some of you, it might be hard to let this go. So instead, you're going to deal with it in a very different way. And it's going to help you weed out certain situations or even people. Let's get one more Pokemon card. This one wanted to come out. Wash your hands. What you do impacts many. It should not take a global pandemic to make us realize what we should have been doing all along. Lots of stuff about the pandemic has been coming up here. So something about 2020 could be important for you, pile 3. Maybe something started in 2020 and now it's come to a close. Or I don't know, something about that particular situation, because that year was crazy for everybody. You couldn't escape it. But also what you do impacts many. I feel like, especially if you have a very pivotal role within your company or within your job, it could be hard to let you go. So you really have to watch what you're doing, because whatever you do, whatever choices you make, it's going to impact a lot of people, especially if you're like in a very top position. And then we're going to have a Divine Feminine Oracle card. Is a goddess deck, so if you already work with this goddess, just take it as confirmation. See, I keep dropping all my cards. And that hasn't really happened in any other pile. Pile 3, are you okay? I think what I'm hearing is that some of you could be off balance and you could really work on balancing yourself out, whether that's physically through like yoga or chiropractics, or energetically, just realigning the chakras, meditating, deep breathing. So you got Mary Magdalene, the apostle to the apostles. I am the bridge between heaven and earth. I am fully human and fully divine. You are learning your worth. What I heard when I was reading that is that you are learning your worth and you're moving through like somebody who is very important. You are somebody very important, pile 3. Move through life as if you're somebody very important, because you are very important. And you have a lot more power than you realize within your situation. Way more power. In fact, I feel like that's part of the reason justice is on your side and why some of you might be getting a little bit of a payout, because you did or do a lot for people. And some of you might just know something that you're not supposed to as well. But regardless, things are working out for you. Even if it seems that you've hit rock bottom, things will work out for you, I promise. But this is where I leave you, my beautiful pile 3. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 4. If you chose this cute little moon agate stone, then we have a reading here for you for the month of May. And what's going to go on, what's happening for you, and some surprises that may be coming through. So for you, I'm getting that you're going to be dealing a lot with your emotions this month. You could have the moon in either Taurus or Gemini, But I feel like your moon is going to be very prominent. You might have a lot of things aspecting your moon in astrology this month as well. But regardless, we're going to tap into what else is going to go on here. We're going to look at the oracles to get a gist of how the month is going to go. And then we're going to take a deeper dive within the tarot reading. So let's look at the card you got. You have the Apprentice of Lightning Adventure. This is the Page of Wands in this deck. But I'm getting that you're going to embark on some new things this month. We also have the Tower, number 36. So some of you could be embracing something rather new, but also two lightnings here. So I feel like something with lightning, which is interesting because in the previous pile, I was channeling thunder only happens when it's raining. That's Fleetwood Mac. I forget what the name of the song is. I think it's Dreams. We have When You Get Aroused Playing Scrabble, that's Love Baby, Elizabeth Taylor. Some of you could be playing games in May. Not with people, well, maybe with people, but I feel like there's something about playing games. You're going to be having a lot of fun, or you're going to make fun a priority in May. We also have Answer the Call. What is your soul calling you to do? Quite literally, there could be a call that you are waiting on, and once it comes through, you're going to answer it. But I'm also seeing some of you being called to do something else in life, maybe something very different. And make a vision board, number 33. If you already make a vision board, I feel like no duh, this is going to something. It's going to be something you do. I know a lot of people who do vision boards. I personally don't like them. I've never. I don't know. They don't do much for me. But I know a lot of people work with vision boards, and your May vision board might be something rather interesting. It could be the best one you've ever done. Let me let this car pass by. It's actually a school bus. But there's a feeling here that some of you, when it comes to May, you're coming up with a new vision, and this vision could come on very suddenly or very strongly. It's almost like I'm seeing, who is it who got struck by lightning and invented electricity? I forget. Is it Benjamin Franklin or something like that? Thomas Edison? One of those two. I'm seeing you get struck by lightning, metaphorically, of course, and be inspired to do something here. And whether that's to take on a new adventure, to move elsewhere, to do something different, or to even just be inspired to do a different kind of creative field. I feel like this is what's happening for you in May. If you're already doing this, I feel like it's just going to be like confirmation of that. But also something about playing games here with Scrabble. I love Scrabble. It's my favorite, one of my favorite board games. Something about the words you choose, or even if you work with like fonts or however words look, this could just be like a confirmation of that. But some of you could, or if you do like, I know there's a lot of pieces of jewelry that people make with Scrabble, the little Scrabble things, the little letters that come in the game. So maybe something along those lines. Maybe you're deciding to make your own jewelry because you saw how much it cost online and you were like, oh, I could make one for way cheaper. Take what resonates here. But I feel like there's something here about you being inspired very suddenly by something out of nowhere. And it's going to propel you forward. With the vision board, like I said earlier about a soul calling here, I feel like you're going to make a vision board for the kind of life you want to live, whether that's future life or a current life, a career life. I feel like you're going to be taking your vision and making it way bigger, way better, and more real is what I'm hearing. You could be working towards this actively, or you could just decide to make like the best vision board of your life you could ever make, and that's going to have an impact on you. Quite literally, I see it taking up like not even half of a wall. For some of you, if you have the space, it might take up your whole wall, and you're just going to put posters and all kinds of things that you love on that wall, so that every day when you walk by it, it's going to be full of all the things that you love. Something about interior decorating is important here too. You could be doing some kind of makeover within either a workspace or your home space, depending on which one you spend more time in. It's almost like you're surrounding yourself by things that make you happy so that you can live a life that makes you happy, if that makes any sense. If you don't currently have the life you want, you're going to be putting things within your space that are going to allow for you to see these things every day so that you can do something to get you closer to that dream every day. And I really do love this. For example, if you have a bedroom and let's say you've always wanted to move or live in Paris. This is just an example, very basic example. Not saying that this dream is basic. I'm just saying it's the easiest I can come up with. You're going to fill the room with posters of like the Eiffel Tower and l'Arc de Triomphe and maybe other cute little things like certain French designers, or maybe French foods, French scenery. You could decide to only put on display your French perfumes, or your that kind of mentality where you're going to live it out in a cute little play kind of way, so that it can become true one day, so you can propel yourself forward. You could have like French words all over the place as well. It's that kind of mentality. And you might laugh, but I've actually seen my family do this. My mother bought these little placemats that said, I forgot what they said, but I remember they had the Eiffel Tower, and I think it said something like Je t'aime Paris or something like that. And literally, these people have never told me that they ever wanted to go to France or Paris. They've never told, with the exception of my dad, who's always wanted to travel. They've never said anything. And literally within a few years, my family was off on a trip to Paris, and it was so beautiful. I didn't get to go with them. I wish I had. I'm the only one who speaks a little bit of French in my family. So the irony was, it was insulting, really. But they ended up going, and they had the best time. And the pictures my family took, they all look so happy. And yeah, they had a once in a lifetime experience, and I was very happy for them. So my mother did this with placemats in the kitchen, a place where they spend a lot of their time with, because they love to eat, they love to be around together at the table. So even just something as simple as that, she got these dollar store placements, or wherever she got them from, and do something like that. Even if you think it's unachievable, pile 4, even if you think it's unachievable, do something small to get you in that mindset that one day you will do the thing that you want to do. Doesn't matter how simple or how out of grasp it may seem, because I really feel that some of you are not dreaming enough. You're answering a call here, a soul's calling, even if it's something as simple as traveling to another country. I feel like your soul needs that to prove to yourself that you can do it, that you can achieve anything you set your mind to. And it's like I said, this particular thing is going to come on very suddenly, or even the achievement of this could come on very suddenly here with the tower. It might flip your life upside down, but I feel like in this case, the tower is not a tower moment. It's something rather precious, something you're going to want to, something you're unexpected that you're going to want to remember for the rest of your life, especially because in this, with these people falling, they're still taking selfies even though they're falling from the tower. It's going to be something you want to keep memories and record and stuff. But let's move on to your tarot reading, because I can tell this is my pile of dreamers, and yeah, I love this energy. It's very cute, it's very sweet. But like I said, work with your moon this month. I feel like some of you're going to be having some intense feelings, intense emotions, and that's okay. If you are already a water sign, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, even more so. So we're going to do this in 3 sections. First one is going to be general. Middle one is going to be love and relationships and friendships. And the third one is going to be health, finances, and career. So for the general portion of this, we're going to get the 9 of coins, the 9 of pentacles. You're going to be very well taken care of. You're going to be spoiled. You're going to have everything at your grasp. You're not going to be lacking anything. And then we have, the Queen of Swords. You're going to be getting a very interesting conversation with a very particular person. I want to say it could be a mother figure. It could also be a grandmother figure. But there's a conversation here of like an older person. It could be a lady, but it could also be somebody with very feminine energy. Like I'm seeing, if some of you have a gay uncle, it could be this person too. Because that's what I was seeing. It's not going to be for everybody. Not everybody has that. But you're going to be having a very interesting conversation. It's going to make you feel good about yourself. It's going to remind you exactly of all the good things in life. It could make you very grateful for the person that you've become or that you are as well. Because even as I say that, even though it's very cloudy outside today, actually, like it got a little bit brighter as I said that. They're going to clarify a lot of things for you. This is what the Queen of Swords does. She clarifies. We also have the moon. Because it came out reversed, I want to say a secret is going to be unveiled within this month for you, and this could be part of the reason you're very emotional. Something similar came out in pile either 1 or 2, where a secret was revealed and it got them in their feelings. So if you came from either of those piles, just take that as confirmation. There's secrets being revealed, and I'm not surprised, because for those of you who have a Scorpio in either your sun or rising, May is going to be either your 7th or 8th house, if I'm right, or even Libra rising. But something about the month of May revealing secrets. between the 7th and the 8th house for some of you. So let's get another one. The Hanged One. You're going to change your mind about a particular person that you were pursuing or who was pursuing you, somebody you were dating. If you're already in a committed relationship, you could just shift the way you see them. Like, you're going to see them in a new light. But if you were dating in something non-committal, I feel like you're going to change your mind about them because a secret is going to come to light. And that's been coming up in a lot of readings recently. There's going to be some secrets unveiled in May, and it's going to switch up the dynamics within relationships, or even just end them altogether for some of you. Let's get a card for your health, career, finances. We have the 8 of Cups. This has been coming out in a lot of piles. Emotionally moving on for something that does not benefit you anymore, particularly in career. Like, some of you are just so done with your workspace. You're not putting your heart into it anymore. You're just there. You're just showing up. And you're there for the paycheck, and that's fair. And then we also have the 2 of Wands. Communication is not going to be great at work. You really have to work for it. You really have to make sure that you are clear when it comes to your particular communication, so you don't get in trouble for it, because everybody else will. But you might luck out and not get in trouble because you said a very particular conversation, or you sent a message, an email. Check your emails, double, triple check your emails, especially because even though I think we come out of the Mercury retrograde by the end of April, there's still going to be the shadow of it. There's still going to be some residue from that retrograde, essentially. The harm has been done, and you just want to avoid the impact, essentially. We also have the 8 of Swords. You're not seeing something in your career or finances, and this could be both good or bad. If you're not seeing something, it could mean that something is owed to you and you overlooked it, or you could be owing something and you're overlooking it. Regardless, retrograde has really impacted your workspace pile for, I feel like, more so than anybody. So double, triple, quintuple, whatever the next, quadruple check your emails, your messages, everything you tell everybody. Just really watch out for the communication here. And Judgment. Yeah, whoever hasn't been keeping their eye on stuff at work, they're gonna get it. But I feel like you can outrun this. You can get out of this if you just really take accountability for where you've messed up, if you've messed up, or make sure that you have all your receipts, have all of your receipts, have all the documentation. One thing I learned in career, doesn't matter what your work is, doesn't matter what your job is. You could be a burger flipper at a fast food place, doesn't matter. Keep receipts of everything, get documentation of everything, because people, especially when they think that you have a low paying job, or that you yourself are not of some kind of, if they think you're dumb, essentially, they're going to try and think that they can get one over you. Don't let them pile for. I promise you, it doesn't matter what your work situation is, doesn't matter what your career is. And if you are self-employed, more so, do double check everything, make sure you have a receipt. I feel like you understand that more than anybody, but I'm just letting you know that this is also the case for you. Back of the deck energy, like I said, some of you are going on a new adventure with the Fool here. That's that Page of Wands energy coming back, but I feel like by the end of this month, you're really going to know what it is you want to do and where it is you want to go. Some of you are really looking to travel or to set new sights on something. Some of you are like wanting a breath of fresh air here. Like, you're almost willing to do anything for it because you're done with the stuck energy. All right, so I'm going to clarify these with the Sacred Creator Oracle. One for each section. Get back to Elemental for general. Some of you are going to get back to basics, especially if you've been slacking on things like yoga, meditation, or for some of you working out, for some of you doing some kind of daily thing that you used to do. You've been slacking on it, you're going back to it. Because you're starting to notice what not doing it every day is of how it's affecting you. For the love and relationships, we have imbalance. So your relationships are going to be very balanced. If you're dating, again, I feel like you're finding a balance between how much you pour into a relationship and how much they pour. Make sure you're not giving more, because I feel like you're very used to that pile 4. Make sure you're not giving more. Make sure that you are both balanced, or as balanced as you can be. And then for career and finances, a lot of this whole May reading has been heavy on career and finances. I wonder why that is. For my pile 4, let's get a card. Overrate your intuition. Oh, you're very intuitively guided when it comes to your workspace, for good reason. Because I feel like there's some shady stuff going on with whatever the people it is that you have to deal with are, but you're checked out. But at the same time, you're making sure that you are taking all the extra precautions to protect yourself here. And if your intuition, if your gut feeling is giving you that little nudge, by all means, follow it, because you can never be too safe when it comes to this. Somebody, I'm not sure who, it could be a boss, it could be somebody above them. Somebody is going out to blame somebody for their mishap, and you don't want that to be you. Pile 4. That message came through very strongly, so I didn't even have to dig much into that. Just be very careful. Watch your back, because nobody else will. And you can't blame anybody for doing that. That's just how it is in the workplace sometimes. But let's move on to your closing advice, my beautiful pile 4. But I am also seeing this Queen of Swords. Like I said, it's a conversation with somebody. It could be somebody from work as well, because there's a lot of swords energy within the career and finances. So it could be somebody from work giving you a heads up on this, and maybe this is part of the reason you're able to get out of it scot-free. And one more thing about the love situation, if somebody puts you in a very emotional state, not saying that, let me just put it this way. If somebody makes you very emotional and they want to make it seem like it's weird that you're this way, they're not for you. Just letting you know, if they run at the sight of you wanting to shed tears, they're not for you. If you can't be vulnerable with them, they're not for you. That's not for everybody, but some of you had to hear it. All right, so let's go on to some advice cards. This is from the Inner Effing Peace. This is my first time using this deck, even though I've had it forever. I guess because of all the profanity in it. I don't really use it that much. For May. For my pile 4. We have Give That Ish Up. There's better ish on the horizon. So you have to give up something because there's better stuff coming for you. Give that ish up. There's better stuff coming for you. It could be, I feel like for this pile, it's probably more a dating situation than anything. It could also be a dream that just, the more you look at it, the more you realize you don't really want it. Oh, and because we have balloons here, I'm thinking of travel again. So some of you really want to travel. So maybe you're giving up something in order to travel to wherever it is you've always wanted to go. And I feel like that's okay, because you could be missing out on a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I've met people like this. I've met him. There was a manager I used to work with who gave up a very well-paying job because he wanted to travel all of the US on bike, essentially. And yeah, he did that. He gave up a well-paying job just so he could do that. Which I always wonder about. I'm like, how secure was his home situation that he could do that? Because he was also very young. We also have Namaste, bitches. The divine in me honors the divine in you. Dang. Namaste. That essentially what Namaste means is the divine in me recognizes the divine in you. The light in me sees the light in you. I think the more literal translation of that, and correct me if I'm wrong, is the God in me sees the God in you. So you're going to be recognizing light within other people. You could be making friends with them. You could be finding your vibe tribe here, or somebody that will really empower you. I feel like it could be that Queen of Swords energy. They could be an air sign. That or the time of Gemini will be a lot more impactful for you this month. We also have Pokemon cards. I brought these back. Don't compare yourself to others and don't judge them. You have no idea what their journey is all about. With this little Mr. Mime here. Yeah, don't compare yourself to others. You're meant to follow your own dreams. It's funny because I was just saying that story about that one guy who quit his job, well-paying job, to go travel. And here I am comparing myself to him thinking, well, I never would have done that. You know, don't compare yourself. That was his journey. I got my own. Don't compare your journey to anybody. And then we have, within all of us is someone we do not know. Ooh. Within all of us is someone we do not know. You're going to see a new side of yourself in May, or you're going to start seeing like the hint of this new side of yourself. And I feel like this new side of yourself really just doesn't give a flip about anything that doesn't nourish the soul anymore. Yeah, give that ish up. That's what you're giving up. Things that don't nourish your soul. And you're going to be finding people who resonate with you. You're going to be finding people who empower that side of you that is meant to really take on the world and kick some butt. I love this for you, pile 4. As I said that, the door, somebody knocked on my door, so let me come back. Sorry if you notice a cut, pile 4. But yeah, I feel like you're going to get a lot of new surprises in May as well. So we're going to get one last card. This is the Divine Feminine Oracle. And this is a goddess deck, so if you already work with goddesses, just take her as confirmation. For my pile 4, we got Rita of Cassia, the patroness of impossible causes. I am miraculous. My prayers create powerful channels of possibility. Yeah, I feel like you're really stepping into a beautiful manifestation energy this month. Even if it's one little step at a time, I feel like you're going to learn to manifest through very simple tactics here and there. It's not going to be anything too crazy or even too magical. Like, I don't think you're going to see it as magical. You're just going to see it as you putting your heart into the things that you want and choosing to follow that particular lifestyle or goal. And yeah, you're following your heart, and you're going to find out something new about yourself along the way. Because within all of us is someone we do not know. And I really, really love that. I really love that. But this is where I leave you, my beautiful pile 4. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. I wish you nothing but beautiful things in the month of May. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care. Hello there, pile 5. If you chose the black tourmaline, then we have a reading here for you for the month of May. And we're going to start with your oracles to see exactly how the month of May is going to go for you. Is there going to be big themes as well as any other thing you may be taking on during this month? Let's start with the card you chose. We have the Queen of Swords, the Oracle of Clouds, as they call her in this particular deck, with perceptive. You're going to be very perceptive this month. Some of you are actually stepping into very critical thinking. I feel like you're going to have just the information that you need, as well as a really good plan to execute this month. I'm also seeing a little bit of the High Priestess, so I feel like you're using your intuition rather strongly here as well. A combination of strategy along with your intuition. We also have the last hurrah, number 30. My most brilliant achievement was my ability to be able to persuade my wife to marry me, Winston Churchill. And that's some really strong Queen of Swords energy coming through, that persuasion and some sort of achievement here in being able to persuade somebody to do something. Not saying that you might get proposed to this month, pile 5, but do take that as confirmation if you already knew that was going to happen this month. Also, a wedding could be happening this month, so that's not going to be for everybody, but that's just for those of you who already know. We have the ever unfolding rose, cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. We also have boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? And journal 29. Some of you could be manifesting, script writing, I think is what it's called. Manifesting through writing things in your journals as well as drawing. Some people have like an art journal, a drawing journal, where they would rather draw or maybe do some sort of collage theme with journaling. I feel like this is going to be my pile of journalers. So if my sister's here, hi Michelle. But I feel like some of you are really learning how to strategize way better when it comes to the things you want to do. Because for some of you, it's like you're putting up boundaries with certain people that you know you no longer want anything to do with, but you're also putting up boundaries with the people you do want to have things with. For example, I'm seeing somebody take a lot of time for themselves, setting a lot of alone time, but also just taking the time to unfold is what I'm seeing. Because I was reading this card a little bit differently than what it said. Because yes, it's happening for you, not to you. But I also see you needing time to grow within a connection, I'm hearing. Especially if you're in a very new connection. Or if you're already in a connection, I feel like you've been needing time for yourself to really focus on the things that you want, as well as to set the mood is what I'm hearing. I feel like some of you really just want to learn how to be your own person within a connection, especially if you're not used to being within a connection, or if you just prefer to nurture your independence here. With the last hurrah, I can see somebody, I feel like somebody here is either already engaged or is about to get married, because I'm seeing somebody wanting to do like one last adventure by themselves as a single person and not have to include their partner. I'm not saying you're going to try and do some kind of wild, crazy bachelorette or bachelor party here. It's kind of like you just want to undertake one more thing by yourself before you consider yourself part of another person. I feel like that's not going to be for everybody, but even if you are about to join a relationship when you're used to being single for so long, I feel like it's that same energy where you're not that desperate to get into a relationship, so you want to make sure you do things by yourself first, or just learn to take that time apart, because there is something about marriage here, there is something about relationships. It's not going to be for everybody, I know, but there's a feeling here that you really need to do something before something pivotal happens. Some of you could be 29 and you're turning 30, because I just realized these numbers. So maybe some of you want to do something before you turn 30, and this is going to be like the last time you're able to do that. Yeah, I feel like some of you just value your independence, pile 5, and this is nothing against your person. You very much care and love about them, but it's like you need to do something here for yourself, or you're seeking independence somehow. With boundaries, I feel like this is not just for the person you're in a relationship with, it could also be for your family members and friends as well, because there's something here about you being part of a collective. It's just not your typical thing. Like, you don't like to be part of a duo or a group or anything. You really, really value your individuality here. The Queen of Swords would value her individuality, at least in how she thinks, at least in her own mindset. And I feel like some of you fear that if you join a group or join a person in union somehow, that you're going to lose a part of yourself, and that's fair to have. I feel like with keeping a journal or something that is very much meant to just be about you and for you will help you with this. It doesn't necessarily even have to be journaling. It could just be a hobby that only you do. For example, maybe you want to take up let me just use this example, horseback riding. Maybe that's something that only you do but nobody else does, and that's one way to keep yourself to yourself, essentially. It's giving me very strong either like Aries or Aquarius vibes, where your individuality is very important. Also Sagittarius is, I feel, really value their freedom. But I really do feel that May is going to be a very liberating month for you, because you're going to learn how to be your own person, or how to like nurture that independence within you. It wouldn't surprise me if you have the moon in Aries or moon in Sagittarius, something along those lines, because I feel like you've always been somebody who feels better alone. So now that you've found somebody that you want to take it to the next step with, or maybe a group of friends that you really want to embrace, it's like you're kind of afraid that you're going to lose yourself within this. But here's the thing, it's happening for you and not to you. So do know that they're going to appreciate the person you are, and people who really love you will give you the space that you need with these boundaries. It's the people who don't want to honor your boundaries that you have to look out for. So I feel like this is going to come up this month, and again, it's happening for you so that you know what's going on here. Like I said, you're being very perceptive this month. You could be a little quiet this month as well, even though you're asking for a lot of space. But that might just be how you ask for space. You ask for it by being alone or withdrawing, or, kind of tending to your own things. It's giving me very strong 12th house energy, which I have both the moon and Mars in the 12th house. So ask anybody, I withdraw a lot. I'm a very independent person. Some people don't understand it or get it, and they worry about me for it, but that's okay. That's how I prefer to be. But regardless, let's move on to your tarot portion, because I'm very excited to see what goes on there. The tarot portion is being done in 3 parts. We have the general reading over here. The middle is going to be love and relationships, and the last one is going to be career and health. Though in some piles it was more career, and in some piles it was more health. We'll see what it is for you. But let's start with the general reading. For my beautiful pile 5. We have the 10 of Swords for general. And then we have 2 more. We have the 2 of Cups and the 7 of Cups. Like I said before, this is you seeking your independence because you're about to go into a relationship. The 7 of Cups is options. So you could be having trouble committing, and that's okay, pile 5. I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. And you could have a partner who is asking for your commitment, or asking the both of you to just commit in general. But the 10 of Swords lets me know that you're kind of all over the place about this mentally. Mentally, you're kind of just feeling that you're losing a part of yourself. But with the 7 of Cups, it gives me a bit of FOMO, like maybe you think there's going to be better options out there. And I feel like your person, if they're understanding enough, they're going to give you the space that you need to give you all the time to make up your mind about them. Well, maybe not all the time. I think they will put a time limit, but they're willing to give you the space. And it's odd that this is coming out in the general, because I was expecting it to come out in love and relationships. So May in general is giving me somebody who isn't sure of what they want when it comes to relationships, and that's okay. So if you're not resonating with that, we do have 4 other piles. But let's go on to the actual relationship portion. We have the Chariot, fast action, moving forward. We also have the Wheel of Fortune. May is going to bring something very fated to you. It could be a sign that this person is it, or a sign that they aren't it. I feel like some of you are asking for a sign because you're kind of at odds with this. The 10 of Swords lets me know it's not the 9 of Swords, but it still makes me think that you've lost sleep over it to the point that it's giving you some sort of anxiety here, at least when it comes to this particular situation. But let's look at your career and health, and let's actually make it about career and health. We have the 3 of Wands. You're starting new things in your career. So I could see why you have a hard time settling, because if you're about to embark on a new chapter of your career, you don't know whether this person will fit in it or not. And then we have the Ace of Wands. Yeah, you're just starting new things when it comes to your career and as well as health. I feel like some of you are finally taking control of your, I'm hearing mental health more than anything. You could be starting therapy or something along those lines. But I feel like some of you are really embarking on something new when it comes to career and health, and you don't know where this person is going to fit. But like I said, you're going to be given a sign somehow about what is going on. Back of the deck energy, we have the Devil. So there's something about either Capricorn energy here, which makes me think of commitment, because Capricorns are there for a long time and a good time. But it also makes me think, of course, about any kind of bad habit or a negative habit that you might be having. Something about I'm getting temptation, something about being tempted. Maybe some of you really want to commit to somebody, but you know that the party lifestyle just isn't done with you yet. Because I feel like you don't actually feel you don't actually feel that you're in control of this. You feel that it controls you somehow. So even if you were to commit, you don't know when you'll be tempted again. And I feel like you have to be very honest about yourself with that pile 5. And this might be a conversation you have with your person. But like I said earlier, within the love and relationship section, we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is fate, and Chariot, moving on. So there's going to be a sign that comes through. Not sure what it's going to be, but it will be a sign that lets you know whether this is meant for you or not, and whether you should move on or not, or you should proceed however it is that you should proceed here. I'm having a hard time talking here. My gosh. Some of you might have a hard time communicating as well, and that's probably why you want to withdraw for the month of May. So far, you're the only pile who's done that, by the way. Everybody else is out there having a good time, but you're one of the few that is kind of keeping to themselves, because there's something here that you really need to sit with and think through or think about. If it's not the next step in a commitment, it could be letting go of something, because maybe part of the reason you don't want to step forward with this particular relationship or this particular group, for some of you, it's like a group of people, like a friend group. But I'm not feeling that as strongly as like a person, a connection. It could be because you haven't fully let go of something from the past, and that's fair. Especially if you have any wounds from the past, from a past connection or person. But let's clarify the general aspect of this reading. We have You Are Living Poetry, number 32. I feel like this is a message from the person who adores you. I feel like they love everything about you and they just see you as a muse. I feel like you give them... I see this person as willing to put in the effort and work for you, but I feel like you also want to do that as well, for yourself and for your future, not just for them. I feel like when it comes to how you view life, it might be just slightly differing. All right, for the love and relationship aspect, we have Fierce Serenity. I'll come back to that. But you could see this as the Strength card. Know that you are very divinely protected, by the way, pile 5. And then for the health, career, finances, though I'm seeing more career than anything, we have... Overrate your intuition. This has come out for like 3 piles out of all 5 today. Your intuition is guiding you in the right place when it comes to your finances and career, by the way. So I feel like when it comes to this aspect, when it comes to this section of your life in May, you're good, you're fine. You're actually embarking on new things, and it's great because I feel like you can actually focus on that as opposed to your personal life, which seems to be a little bit all over the place. Or at the very least, like like you just can't make up your mind or that you need to heal. What this really is that a lot of you need to heal something with the Strength card. It is taming an aspect of yourself, but in this particular reading, I'm taking it to mean that you are healing something before you can move forward. Because with the Wheel of Fortune can speed you up or slow you down depending on what it is that life has to get you to understand, if that makes sense. So the Chariot doesn't necessarily have to be quick forward movement, though that's typically how people read it. It could also be the Chariot deciding not to go. Like there's a brake on the pedal, or there's like an obstacle in the way. The Chariot could take you right back around. I mean, I feel like there's something here because these are both cards about wheels, you know, and there's something about forward movement that, yes, you would like it, but there's something preventing you from this. And what it is that you have to heal. You have to trust the process and heal yourself. And maybe for some of you, you're not even seeing the whole problem. You're not really going back to see what it is that is holding you back. And again, that's just part of the reason you want all this alone time. You want your space to figure out what it is that you want. And if somebody can't offer you this, and they're not for you right away. I feel like I told another pile that particular thing, but it could have been you and I just forgot within the oracles. But yeah, some of you are really having to deal with your own inner demons, really, with the devil here. And underneath that, we have the Knight of Pentacles. So you're going to take your sweet time about this. I don't think you'll get it resolved in May. Honestly, pile 5, I feel like it's going to drag a little bit through the summer. So I really hope your person has the patience. I really do feel that you're somebody who is worth the patience, because if you didn't care, you would just go through with it. And instead, you're taking the time you need to figure yourself out so you don't end up hurting people the way people have hurt you in the past before. And that's really big of you. That's a very mature thing to do. It's a very emotionally mature thing to do. Like I said earlier, you're the one who got the Queen of Swords. You're being very perceptive, but you're also being very smart about how you handle this, because the queens deal with emotions. So you're being very emotionally intelligent about this whole thing. Even if it seems a little bit frustrating to whoever wants you to hurry up, nobody should be hurrying you. Nobody should be pressuring you into this either. So I feel like, yeah, you're going to be given divine grace and divine timing when it comes to this particular situation, because you really need to figure yourself out. And for some of you, you could be having to look at your options. But when it comes to your career, you're just fine. You're moving along very well. But when it comes to your relationships, there's a big transformation of the heart. There's a big movement of the heart as well that is not going to start until you're ready to move forward. So time is stopping for you. Time is on your side. It's in your favor with the Wheel of Fortune here. But I'm also noting how this, what is this? A sword? I don't think it's a sword. I think it might be like a wand of some sort. And that looks very similar to the Ace of Wands. So there's a new beginning here in love as well. Even if it's just the love of yourself or with somebody else or with this person. I feel like the majority of you, if you're already in a connection, you're trying to take it to the next step. And if you're not in a connection, I feel like you found somebody who you could possibly have a connection with. And this is where you have a hard time committing, essentially. But yeah, pile 5, I feel like yours has been the most straightforward reading. And again, if you're not resonating with anything romantic or relationship-wise this month, you could look at any of the other 4 piles. I do urge you to do so because they were all very different. But this is what I see for you in the month of May. Let's move on to some closing advice for my pile 5. Let's start with the Divine Feminine Oracle. This is a goddess-based deck. So if you were to work with those goddesses, you could just take it as confirmation. Okay, you got 2. We have Mirabai, the Saint of True Freedom. Love is what sets me free. I am married to my own soul. This is just confirming a lot of what I've said. But yeah, if the love doesn't set you free, I don't think you want it. This is giving me very strong like Venus in Sagittarius as well. So maybe some of you have that. Or Venus in Aquarius. The more light and fun and freeing a person is, the more you want to love them. So this is just a reminder of who you are or what it is that you seek. And we have Perpetua, the Saint of Authenticity. I am my authentic self in all circumstances. And again, if you're not being your true self here, they're not for you. You need something that allows you to be yourself, and you need somebody who gives you the freedom that you need, because without that, you're not really yourself. And these are 2 very important things. Very important. If you haven't had this conversation with your person yet, I feel like you have to. Otherwise, I don't think I don't think they'll understand you. And likewise, if they don't want to understand you, they're not meant for you. We have Take the Risk here with Vulpix. Vulpix is a fire Pokemon, so I can tell a lot of you have a fiery soul, even though you look very sweet and innocent. Very fiery. With Take the Risk, I am seeing that there are some adventures out there for you, again, that you want to take before you can really move forward. Even if it's just traveling alone, I feel like, yeah, some of you just want... I'm seeing Belle in Beauty and the Beast. I want adventure in the great wide somewhere. After she's like, yeah, no, I'm not going to marry Gaston. That's ridiculous. No, sir. Not me. And then we have another fire Pokemon. Do not let discomfort determine how you make your decisions. So these are the most inline cards that I've had in a while, and they're all telling me the same thing. Be yourself. Don't make a decision out of discomfort. Really nurture that fiery side within you. These are both cute little furry fire Pokemon. I mean, and they're very similar too. I always thought they were kind of like twins, even though this is supposed to be an evolution. Vulpix is not, but I mean, she looks like she could be. Both cute little foxy, like fire Pokemons. Do not let anything dim your light. Your light is not meant to be dimmed. If you have to dim it, it's not meant for you. If you can't be yourself, it's not meant for you. I feel like I could do a whole thing about if something isn't this and it's not meant for you. So for my pile 5, let's get one last card. This is from the Inner Effing Peace, making its debut on my channel, even though I've had it for at least a year now. Or 2 years, honestly. Let's get a card from my pile 5. Oh, okay, that's the little sheet that goes in there that tells you how to use the deck. Some of you are going back to square one for some reason. Whatever that means. Some of you are going back to the handbook for some reason. You're looking at the terms and conditions. Okay. Tame the ish by... Tame the... That says the S word. The ish show by finding calm in the chaos. Okay, tame the show by finding calm in the chaos. Finding calm in the chaos. And this reminds me of that strength card. You're taming the chaos here. Like, even if it's just the chaos within yourself. One word, meditate. Yeah, some of you could definitely benefit from meditating. Maybe some of you want to do like a silent retreat. I've never done one because I've always been really quiet. So I don't think... I feel like if I went to a silent treatment, even though I'm a very quiet person, I would be the one who's breaking the silence throughout the whole thing. You know, I would be that one person. And then when I'm in the office having a talking to by the whoever runs it, I'd be like, but I promise you I'm a very quiet person. Oh. Maybe you're the same way, pile 5, where you get stuck in predicaments that you don't even understand how because you're not that person at all. We also have don't phone it in. Show up and throw it down. Whatever discussion you have to have, if you can, make sure it's in person. This came out in another pile. I want to say it was pile 1. But whatever it is that you have to do, make sure you say it face to face. They deserve more than a text. They deserve more than an email, whatever. Even more than a face chat, honestly. If you can't do it face to face, face chat could be the next best thing. But I feel like somebody needs to hear you say something to their face with your sincere expressions and being able to look into your eyes. So this is where I leave you, pile 5. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. I'm wishing you nothing but the best for this beautiful month of May. If you feel like doing so, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next reading. Take care.